finally figured this out. It's gonna look a little tiny bit weird because, well, I'm filming weird, so hold on, let me try to fix it. Alright, so that looks a little bit better. So now what we're gonna be doing is we are going to be painting Dinah Kitty right here. She's gonna turn into a chihuahua. So I'm gonna make her my own custom. Alright, we gotta wipe off this paint. Right, we've done that. We gotta make sure that this brush is nice and ready to be painting a brand new chihuahua. So now, I'm a little nervous, but we're gonna use some smaller brushes around the eyes, like this one, to make sure that we don't get the eyelashes or anything messed up, because I want to keep the eyelashes. So I'll use these two brushes around the eyes. So right now we're just gonna start on the tail with the bigger brush. And keep in mind, this is my first custom, so that is crazy. So don't judge on my beautiful cat. I wish you could take their heads off, because then, oh yeah, never mind. That would be bad. That would be weird if you could take its head off. And we don't want to do that, because they already have those little pet shops. I just forgot about them. So, no, I wish we could take her head off just for now. She kind of looks like one of those monkeys. The weird looking monkeys. Littlest pet shop monkeys. That's what she's starting to look like. We gotta paint her paws white, so just gonna paint over that. Just gonna hold her by the head. And we're gonna paint her bottom paws. You gotta make sure you get every single little tiny area with brown acrylic paint. So we wanna make sure she's a very, very chihuahua-ish cat. You know, the old style chihuahuas. Because then I could say I have a chihuahua. I have a chihuahua littlest pet shop. And I actually do have one, but it's a newer version of the chihuahua. Alright, so we got to, you know, paint, 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 paint. Paint, 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 paint. And now we have our brown bottomed Dinah Kitty. There we go. So the whole bottom is brown. So now it's starting to look better. But now it's time. Whoops. Okay, we gotta make sure she stays still. Alright, so we're going to put her to the side. Not fall on your side, Dinah Kitty. Alright, so now that she's in place, now we need to grab our bigger brush, and we're going to start working on the scarf. So, let's move Dinah Kitty out of the way. Let me move her on a little post-it note so that she's out of the way, because I don't want her leaving my sight, because she is my main goal right now. Okay, so now let's us move this brush, and we're going to use the biggest brush that I have for the scarf, because we need to make sure we paint the whole scarf. And to make sure that we paint the whole scarf, it's dry right now. So we need to do another coat of white, and we do it on the inside too, but I just couldn't do it at that moment. So now let's pick up the white. Let's start painting the top of the scarf. So this is the front of the scarf. There we go. So we needed to paint the the front and the inside of the scarf to make it look a little bit better. So we need to do that like this. Wow. Alright. Now we gotta wait for this layer to dry. Because then we have to do another coat of white, because that is not good enough. Not good enough to be the Chihuahua top. Because I don't have enough paint to cover this, so it's sticking to me. Okay, I need more white acrylic paint. And this one did not explode all over me, so that's good. Good. And then we're gonna need a sponge tool to make the gradient on the eyes like you saw in the picture. And I'll have to put it in again so you can see it, just to see it again. Alright, so now we have more white paint. Alright, so now we need to paint this once again. Sorry about my messy painting on this plate, but it's just because I need to get every single pink spot, because I don't want this to be a pink scarf. It's going to be the fluff that it's supposed to have when it's a Chihuahua. So we're gonna make sure this is a white scarf, and we gotta twist the brush like this inside of the scarf to make sure we get every single pink area that there is. Okay, so now, alright, now what we're going to do, we're going to wipe off all this paint off this. Ew, no. This brown paint is getting with the white paint brush. Okay, that's not good. Alright, now it is time. I'm just trying to fix my brush here. Okay, there we go. Now it's time to check on Dinah Kitty. She should be drying, on her way to being dry. And yes, she's almost dry here. That took like 5 minutes for her to dry. And her paws are still wet, but that's alright. We're going to start painting her second coat on her tail, because that's where we started the first time. So now we're going to start on her tail again and give her a second coat to make sure that she has a nice brown body, because we want her to be a little Chihuahua. So we have to make sure that every part of her body is brown, and then it has a second or third layer of paint. We might not do a third layer of paint, but I might, because I need to make sure that each and every area is dark brown. So now I'm just finishing up the legs, the front leg, and the paws. So after this Dinah Kitty is done, she won't have her little like circles thing. I don't think the paint might cover up that little hole right there. So I don't know if she'll still have that hole. So now that she is done with her second coat, we're going to put her back over there. And we're going to do the scarf's next layer. Because the scarf, we're just going back and forth between Dinah Kitty and the scarf. But now we need to start the third layer on the scarf, because we need to make sure this scarf is nice and white, because it has to be pure white. Otherwise, it won't be like the Chihuahua in the picture, which is what we're going for here. So, just gonna paint this. Sorry if you guys can't see. This is a terrible recording spot, but this is all I could manage. So now that that third layer is done, maybe if I kept this down with this brush, I could paint it. Oh yes, that works really well. Alright, now it's a little bit better. You can see a little bit of pink, but not as much pink as when you started, because that was really bright pink. So, not really bright pink, but whatever. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be doing is going back to Dinah Kitty, because he's our main reason we're doing all this for one custom little pet shop. Okay, so, oh no, I'm touching her wet paint. So she's obviously not dry yet, because that took like 5 seconds, but whatever. So now what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to we're gonna need to make maybe a 4th layer. Yeah, we're gonna need to make a 4th layer just in some spots, because I see some spots are not wanting to keep the paint on, like near her rear end. And oh no, I'm getting it by her face. Okay, I don't want to get in her eyes or anything, because I want to make sure that I keep her eyes as clean as possible, because I want to keep her beautiful eyes, because it matches the Chihuahua's eyes quite a bit. And if I were to redo the eyes, then they would look like very 2-year-old work. So we need to obviously not touch her eyeballs at all. And now it's time to go back to the scarf, which is, I think this might be one of our last layers. We might need a 5th layer, because this stubborn little scarf does not want to be white. It wants to be a nice pink color. I really like the pink color, but we don't want the pink color. We are looking for the nice pearly white color. We're not looking for some bright pink color. So let me go get her before, and then I'll show you her after and stuff, after like we finish painting everything, because we're gonna finish this one day. Okay, so now what we're gonna be doing is we are going to be waiting until Dinah Kitty dries, so I will be right back. Guys, it's been a couple minutes. It's been like 5 minutes since I've checked up on the paint. So now we're gonna be starting the paint again, and we're gonna make sure that every single part of Dinah Kitty's body is brown. So as you see, we obviously need to paint her head brown because it's yellow. Okay, so this is Dinah Kitty's head, and then this is her body. These are my hands, because that's what happens when you make custom Littlest Pet Shops. They ruin your hands. So if you have manicure or something, I wouldn't recommend doing this the day you get it, the manicure. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so now that we've finished like the tail part is like dry. Most of it's dry. So we're gonna start the head now, because that looks like the best thing we're gonna start right now. So yeah, let's see if I can I? No. Is that better? Oh yes, that's actually a little bit better. It's a little bit farther. So now you can see Dinah Kitty even better. Okay, so let's start painting her head. So I'm gonna start with the skinniest brush that I have, is this little skinny brush. So we need to paint around her eyes, which I'm gonna do off camera because it's gonna be a little hard for me to paint some small little, I don't want to paint the eyelashes, but on camera. So I'm gonna be off camera while I do this. So say bye, Dinah Kitty, and then you'll see her after she gets her face done. I mean, like around her eyes and stuff. Bye for now. Dinah Kitty, her scarf is still drying down there, but look at her, she's so beautiful. This took me like an hour to make a perfectly cute, weird Dinah Kitty. And now I'm gonna make a new one. See you in the next one, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, night, or evening, or whatever it is, what time it is. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
And, well, I'll see you next time. Make sure to subscribe and like this video. Goodbye.
Say bye, Danny Kitty.